Greetings, traveler.
Rogue feels like it just kills shamans before they play their fountain bullshit. Yesterday we slayed some shamans before they got to do their stuff. Yeah, yesterday we killed 1, 2, 3, 4. We killed an 8-0 shaman before I could play fountain. That was very satisfying. One sec. Just going to the bathroom. Be right back. You guys can ponder on this one. I want to see some monka hmms in chat when I get back, right? I like the stab as well. Clockwork Knight, probably. Some good mid-game pressure and could get a mech deck. Couple of little bit more straightforward picks. Soldier's good, as you have seen in the previous run. Clockwork Gnome is a mech, but Piggy is just way better, so we'll still take the pig. You know what? I honestly don't know. I'm thinking it's still Snapjaw the way how I draft. Do you put milk or sugar in your coffee? No, I prefer it black. Betrayal. Chat was intent to pick Dynamo. Well, I mean, I told you guys you can think about it and then say I would listen. Will you be reviewing the legendary cards as well? I might go over them very, very briefly. Most of the attention is on the rest of the cards. I think I do want the Snapjaw. I don't think Jeeves fits in most of the rogue decks I make. He is a mech, but most of my rogue decks have plenty of beef. A lot of the time, Jeeves is just going to help them out. I do like Jeeves. I don't mind the card. We could give it a go. I know Snapjaw is actually pretty playable right now. Probably Kaboombot. Yikes. Shredder is solid. Some mech. Sure. Probably safe. We already have a pig for 2. Fan versus poison. If we only get this fan, I definitely want the fan. If we get 2 fans, maybe. If we get 3 fans, I want the poison. You get so many fans offered. But I think I'd still pick it here. Never picks the fun card. Wait, what was the fun card? You don't like Waggle Pick? No, I hate it. It's not an arena card in my opinion. Maybe if you have double miscreant or something, then Waggle Pick becomes a lot more viable, but before you have that, there's little to no reason to pick a Waggle Pick. The Burglar? Oh. 4 mana 4/3, that's a mech that also spawns a 2-drop when it dies. Or 4 mana 4/3, that puts a card in my hand. Monka, Monka, That is a tough one, chat. I will say, that is a tough one. You can see how that is a dilemma, really, right? It's like, lose the board to a Frostbolt, or one of the best 4-drops ever printed. Lose the board to Frostbolt, one of the best 4-drops ever printed. It's the end of the meta, Shady. Let's have some fun. I'm currently 3 for 3 when it comes to 12-win rogues. That's my fun, going 12 with rogue. So, all right. I'm not sure here. It's Cable Rat or Rocket for me right now. I think we're fine with the backstab right now. Winning is fun. You guys should try it. It's pretty good. What? How is that? So this is why they have 3 Plaguebringers, eh? This is a crime. Look at this shit, chat. Screenshot this. Put it on Reddit. What the fuck is this? This is one of the best rogue cards there is right now, right? Holy crap. One of the best rogue cards in the rotation right now. And it's gonna be evergreen. That's the like it's gonna be in every arena meta. This thing needs to just move up several buckets. This is ridiculous. Right? Rogue was still like semi-manageable. They were number 1, but then they introduced this thing. And now every time Rogue gets a little bit ahead on board, there's always the chance they immediately win it with the Plaguebringer. Right? Just keep that in mind, right? Every time the rogue has as much as a 1/1 on the board, there is a chance you automatically lose if you have to develop into that. And it comes for free, right? You don't have to skip anything for it. Because this is pretty much an auto win, right? If your Soldier of Fortune dies to a 1/1, it's over. The game just ends. So every time you can't clear a 1/1, there's a chance you're just gonna get wrecked. All right, anyways. End of rant, moving on. In other news, chat, our deck just got a lot better. Good stuff. All right, I'll take the Thespian. I don't love 3/2s, but even I can't really say no to this one, right? This could be a mech warper. All right, chat, could be a mech warper. Eviscerate is still really good. All right, chat. Pick the very strong 2 mana, deal 4 damage, or pick the mech Pepiga. I will be reasonable here and say that I would say the mech warp is in the running. It's in the running. I think I still pick Eviscerate though, but you have Clockwork Knight and War Gear. Those are the 2 main things that are on my radar. The Shredder is nice. The Kaboom Bot I don't really care about. The Safe I don't really care about. It's the War Gear and the Clockwork Knight. And then the Shredder is nice. It is a cheap mech warper. That is correct. Cheap-ish. Eviscerate is still a really good card. But I already, I think with the Thespian I actually picked, I have 3 2-mana cards already. 3 2-mana cards already, I don't know. No. No. I don't like Shiv, but I like Silent Knight and Bookworm less than Shiv. I don't like Questing Adventure. I like Runic, Egg, and Mogushan Warden less than Questing Adventure. Please let's not continue to draft like this. I'd like to pick some cards that I'm happy about. Alright. Okay. I guess I pick a Faceless Rager. I have a Soldier of Fortune. Ooh, that is it kind of though. But I don't want the other ones. So Rager it is. Alright, Bronze Gatekeeper could do work. Tiger would also be very nice. We actually don't have many early game mechs, right? So yeah, if we had a mech warper, maybe, right? We could see that, right? Coin the mech warper, play the gatekeeper, but oof, that was just unavoidable, right? Unavoidable. No way that we could have secured a mech warper here. Snapjaw also works. That is true. That is super true. I'm still pretty happy picking a Tiger here. Kraken or Burglar? Burglar synergizes well with Eviscerate, Questing Adventure, and Plaguebringer. The Kraken synergizes well with 9 mana. And opponents on 4 health. It's a great synergy with opponents on 4 health. I like the Burglar more, but Kraken's good. Oh. You know it's bad when I'm looking at like, no. Put the card down. I guess I pick a Flight Master. Right? I guess. Alright, Spiteful Smith is alright. Aha. Another Soldier. I would say that our Faceless Rager is officially looking pretty sweet. Easy Portal Keeper. If we get one more, we go 11. Yeah, but we want to keep going 12, right? Although, going 12 with this rogue deck might be a little bit too ambitious. A teensy bit too ambitious. Is Dozer that bad? So imagine a man who says that he doesn't like Shovel Fist. Now let's draft a Shovel Fist without initiative. That's about how happy I am to pick a Bulldozer. Rager for removal. I need win conditions. I think hitting him in the face with Soldiers of Fortune is gonna be better than some reactive cards. Deckhand or Ghoul? Deckhand gives you some flex. Yeah, I don't think I want the Ghoul instead. Alright, take a Brute now. We actually don't have that many 3s, so it's fine. Both Coppertail and Clockwork Knight would work. But there's a reasonable amount of 5-mana cards in the deck right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 4-drops, 4 5-drops, but we also have Faceless Rager, which is technically a 5-drop in this deck. You're going to want to play it after a turn 4. So probably Coppertail. I have a feeling that our 12-win rogue streak might end. You have 5 4s? I don't count Plaguebringer as a 4 because it's usually not a curve play. It's a mech as well. Yeah, they're both mechs, right? So if one was a mech, then it would be much easier, but they're both mechs. I think Clockwork Knight is more powerful in a deck that has some mechs. But Coppertail might be a little bit smoother on the curve. Let's just pick power, honestly. Let's pick power. The deck is pretty weak right now. Ooh. Probably Blight Nuzzled in this deck. Amani is not out of the question. Sabotage is not out of the question. I thought Rogue needs good 5s. Yeah, but I mean, you already have a Knight, you have a Spiteful Smith, you have a Tiger, you have a War Gear, and you have a Rager you're gonna play on 5. So we have definitely hit the minimum of 5-drops. Sabotage. Blight Nozzle is weird. I don't think it's worth making it work. Well, I mean, playing a Blight Nozzle into a Clockwork Knight, that just makes it a really good turn. And that's really not as rare as you think it's going to be. How many 2-drops do you need as a rogue? Depends on the deck, but usually if I have 3 good ones, I'm pretty happy. So if we hit 1 more 2-drop, and we're fine. It's just that Amani is a very, very good 2-drop, so that's why I'm considering just picking it up. I think I've actually ruled the Sabotage out. Sabotage is really good. I know. But, okay, look at it this way. If you feel like the deck isn't good enough, adding the spice at the end isn't correct if the base of the deck isn't good yet, right? The way I usually say it's like, first the cake, then the icing, right? The Sabotage is the icing, but I think the cake is lacking right now. Spicy poop is still poop. We have found your cake, wanting. And now chat wants cake. Yeah, I think I'll actually take an Amani, but it's really close. I've never made a cake in my life, Frothy, so I just went with that analogy, and I hope nobody found out I was a fraud. Oof. All right. Pay hands, man. I want my Blight Muzzle. Do I just pick the awkward oil in this? This might actually be an oil deck, yeah. Yeah. You know you're in trouble, right? Every time I'm like, this might be an oil deck, you know we're in trouble, chat. Have I ever gone like, you know, this might be an oil deck, and then it ended up well? I don't think we've had a single draft where we're like, you know what, this might be an oil deck, and then it does well afterwards. Every time, man. Every time it's like, you know, this might be an oil deck. It's not as much an oil deck as the previous times, though. It's got enough beef here. It's not as bad. I think I will actually go with the oil. But yeah, that's just the word of warning. That is usually not a good sign. Ah, I want my Blight Nuzzle. All right. I think I'll pick the Lance Carrier. Actually got some pretty good bodies for it. Got Le Snapjaw. Got the early game, the Rat, the Burglar. I'm up to get me too. Alright. Well, with the Eviscerate, we might actually pop off, right? Deckhand, Evis his face, Tinkers, kabam, bam, pew, 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 bam. Killed him. Killed him good. Killed him dead, man. Killed him so hard he's dead. So I would have probably still been okay. But I think the Eviscerate is still better for our deck.
Let the hunt begin.
Easy 45 wins. 12 is enough for me. Alright, so you can keep the combo, but that's a turn 5 combo against Hunter. That seems like a bad idea. You can keep the Kaboom Bot. But there's so much better stuff in the deck, right? There's a Backstab, there's 1-drops, there's an Amani, there's a Piggy, there's Shredder, right? Right.
Got something to hide?
This is where he goes Pony Man and we fall hopelessly behind. I might actually have to counter then with Fan. Could also Dagger. I don't like that enough.
Many
Both Pony Man and Rockets get cleared by Fan, so I guess it's okay. Oof. Well, the good news is we can kill that. The bad news is the greedy streamer might not kill it. Fan is fine. So I want to start out by saying that Fan is fine. Just want to see whether we want to do that. What's the alternative to Fan? Fan is actually really good, right?
choose soon.
I think the pig is too good, because we can go 5 into 4-2. I don't think we want to waste the mana here. Glad to see you're back on the ladder, HAB. So I will say that the greedy let it live really worked out there. Our Kaboombot did so much work there. That's such a, like, what the fuck just happened? I had a board. But I mean, you can't really develop into a Kaboombot and then expect to not get your board cleared. Trade both boards and keep Fan. So how do we go about doing that? Can you explain it to me? Suboptimal scrub? It's funny. Every time I like want to respectfully ask for the opinion, it's like the guy who asks is like noob, suboptimal scrub, potato or whatever. I don't know.
The gates are open.
So it's like dagger, the 3/2, piggy. No, right? I'm not sure if it works. You can lance. Oh yeah, if you lance the piggy, sure.
Protocol 7 engaged.
Engaged. PogChamp. I don't love safe into the 5/5 rush guy, but it sure looks good on the mana, so. Karma? It's not too bad, we got a carrier. But I'm not sure why it's karma.
This update is mandatory.
Oh, he shoots my egg. What? Doesn't he know that egg is Slayer of Worlds? Destroyer of civilizations. This update is mandatory.
What you want?
Toil and trouble. Too soon. Here we go.
What you want?
1 and 3 to pop the egg? Yeah, but you don't have to pop the egg. It's fine like this.
Stop poking me.
Here we go.
Could have also shivved his face and just broken the bubble with the 8/8. I had a 2/2.
The universe unravels.
Yeah, that was a bit of a more complicated situation. We're doing really well. It's just what play is gonna get you a higher win percent here. So trading the egg gives you +6 damage over 2 turns. He's got the rush guy. Alright. 10, 12. This is why I was thinking about the shredder, but with the bomb toss you still have lethal. Well fought. I can see it. Kaboom bot, and usually if your opponent just ignores your Kaboom bot, just develops into it, there's some disgusting stuff you can do with it. Because if you can aim it well, your Kaboom bot deals 6 damage. 2 damage with the first half, 4 damage with the death rattle. So that's 3 mana to deal 6 damage. But not only that, it's split 2 and 4, which are both very useful numbers around turn 3. So that was... I'm not going to say it's a huge mistake from him, but he knew the risks attached to that move and he paid for it. He might not have known, but now he does. It's usually it's pretty dangerous to just say, yeah, you can have your Kaboom bot, I'm just going to play things. Jamming a Southsea deckhand into a rogue is not part of the thing. It's not a hobby of mine. Also, we have a miscreant in hand, so it's definitely not bad. Dagger here isn't crazy, but Amani is just so good here. Just turn 2. It's a lot more difficult to develop stuff. I was going to Dagger Deckhand, but now that we drew Brute, trade and Brute is better. Dagger Deckhand is going to leave you with an Amani and a Dagger Charge. Ogre Brute's going to leave you with a 4/4. That's generally better. Not only that, it saves a cheap card, which is good for both these guys. Probably the Deckhand's going to combo the Miscreant, and then the Lackeys are going to go in with the Adventurer. Possibly after we play this, though. So it'll depend a bit on our draw. There's a lot of 5-drops in our deck, so It's quite likely we'll go soldier on 4 into a 5-drop into do something with the miscreant into make a big questing. Oh, this could go very wrong for him. Alright, so we have the option of going in, but I'm liking the fortune next turn. You just have more flex. Alright. I mean, that went wrong for him. Me go face, me like that more anyway. Everybody know that the face is the plays. Ooh. That could be annoying for him. So there's our 5-drop. I don't think we like that more than a Swashbuckler here. You could even pop off with a QA right now, but I don't think that's correct. I think it's just Swashbuckler, Miscreant, Lackey. Just go off, right? You're gonna get a spare part for the QA as well. If you trade and get the spare part now, does that make more sense? Does that make more sense? I don't think it makes more sense. Alright. Don't really want to use those lackeys. This one. I guess I'll use this. That's fine. Probably Togwaggle Scheme purely because it's 1 mana for QA. Alright, well, some turns faces the plays. Other turns, Ogre deems that we should be trading. So, you know, the Ogre, he knows best. He knows best. If there's anything I've learned in all my years of playing Hearthstone, it's that Ogres, they know best. No Fan of Knives. That's great. Fan of Knives was the counter here. All around?
Squire, attend me. Ready, sir.
Alright, we do not have a dagger out, which means that we cannot use the deckhand and charge it. You could rush the deckhand with the Togwaggle the Miscreant. It doesn't do anything for your tempo right now, so it's not really great. I'm actually pretty happy with the save. I think the QA play is really, really forced. So I think we're okay with the save here.
Say the magic word. A tango?
Finally! Also, congrats to you and Shady Lady. Thank you, Doe. Welcome back for your 3rd year. Awesome, dude. Thank you so much for the support. Undefeated. Come on, guys. So now we have War Gear on the chests. Do we have lethal? Ooh. That's fairly juicy. So if we don't have lethal, we could just charge the Cobra while we have QA, and then next turn you have War Gear for the chest, so that's good. Now we need to look for the stupid lethal. Stupid lethal play. I don't think so.
Give me a quest.
Dagger, charge out the Cobra. It's a good turn to get the QA rolling. It just costs you a 1/1. Where is that wee sound from? That's a swirling Zapomate in that hand. Treated like that.
Watch your back. I always do.
Yeah, Shroom is also very fun. Ooh, we could get a 2/7 poison here. Nasty. Nasty players.
Happy Midsummer. Happy Midsummer.
Happy Midsummer. Happy Midsummer. No Happy Midsummer to you. No Happy Midsummer to you, good sir. A little bit of backstab. It's not, no. If it were combo, it'd be a lot worse. But we know that Plague Scientist was good. Right. Backstab the Berserker. It's not entirely crazy here.
So many.
Well, you backstab here or backstab here. But backstab your own guy is cooler. If you coin out the 2/7, you can next turn Plaguebringer, and it's just stupid. It's like really, really annoying for him. Even a Soldier of Fortune won't deal enough damage to kill it. Cobra into Plaguebringer. Like a compelling case. I think I do it. It's just such a good setup. It's tempting to hold everything for the QA, but you're not gonna just dagger now, so you'd have to go QA backstab, and then you have a 3/3 against a rogue that's gonna die, so. A pretty resource intense play there. We 2-for-1 ourselves. Killed 2 of our cards in order to kill 1 of our opponent's cards. With the prospect of doing that right back to him afterwards with the Plaguebringer onto the Snapjaw.
I am freed from
Oh, that is nasty. Oh, that is not what you want to be seeing here. Alright, so now we've made up already. Now we're 2 for 2 in total. So a little bit of an investment there, and we get returns straight after. And now it's like, what do I play into that, right? It's 5 health. It's really annoying. Dalaran Crusader is one of the better ones. That makes me dagger. This card was next to Ice Rager, by the way, in the draft, for anyone who missed it. Ice Rager, and I think the Death Rattle thing. Ooh, get a 5/5 on top. We might want a dagger instead of rat, because rat is nice to go with QA. Violet Haze, yeah. Haze and an Ice Rager. Yeah, I'm down with the dagger. We're getting a 5/5 anyway. That's like a 5-drop. So we can cheat out a little bit of extra cards with the QA. Suffering awaits. And you skipped an Ice Rager? It was a tough call, right? I looked at the cards and I was like, wow. It's really weird that there's a Plaguebringer here. Alright, how does this work? If I cable rat and I find the rush guy, Cobra's really nice. But that would mean I'd have to go cable rat. And then if I don't hit the rush guy, I don't get the QA value. But then I can always play a Kaboom Bot if it comes down to it. Save feels really bad, right? We're just giving him that. I don't feel like trading with this unless I hit the rush poison. Could just play these guys. Go face. This is really annoying for him.
Choose soon.
Okay.
Here we go.
Evolve Lackey is decent. It's okay, yeah. Get a 5-drop out of the 3/3. But I kind of like this, because even if he takes the trade into the 5/5 and he has an answer for Kaboom Bot, you still have a chance that the 4 damage is going to go on the Ogre. So
many options.
and that is one of the better case scenarios. One of the worst case scenarios for him is he has to develop into the Kaboom Bot and then the ogre will be on 2 health, so Kaboombot can trade into the 6-2. So I think Kaboombot is just really, really annoying for him on this board. Because even if he snipes it here, it'll kill the ogre. Yeah.
Hey, pal, Trade Prince Gallowix here.
It's one of my favorite entry. So one of my favorite legendaries. Ah, he's gonna take the roll here. Okay. Hit the 3-2. Mummy. Mummy. Alright, so that has happened. Safe into QA Clockwork. That's a play. It's not a terrible play. Okay. I will go for not a terrible play.
Say the magic word.
Here we go.
How do you make those cards obey your calls? You make enough calls. That's one of the more important things. Just make sure you make enough calls. You're gonna look good a decent amount of the time. Also, if they don't know what you want, they can't give you what you desire, it. So I think you just get better top decks if you ask for it as well.
How much is this worth to you?
Time for an experiment.
That's not too bad. Not insane either. But not too bad. I think we're okay getting the QA rolling. It's behind the taunt.
Give me a quest.
No one remembers the wrong calls. Exactly. I thought you had amazing powers. Oh, yeah, I do. Are there any value-oriented builds in Arena that can be considered high tier?
So many options.
Trying to like deconstruct that question, right? Because I don't think it's a very good question for Arena, but I kind of get what you mean, right? So I guess let's first try to change the question, right? And then you can tell me if that is still what you mean or not, right? Because I can think what you mean all I want. If it's not correct, then it doesn't matter. Are there ways to draft your deck? Your preferred way of spending your mana is tempo efficient. So
Your back.
I don't love card draw. What I like is to play a Shredder on turn 4, a Dalaran Crusader on turn 5, and a Scribe on turn 6. So I like that way more than playing a little bit of early game and then drawing cards later. The reason being that it's never going to be as mana efficient to try and defend yourself, get a little bit of breathing room, then draw cards, which is spending mana to do nothing on the board, and then finding a turn to play those cards. It's much better to just spend your mana on appropriately statted minions for the turn. Now that's not always a possibility. So as a warrior, for instance, I don't mind Battle Rage because you are a little bit disadvantaged. Your hero power doesn't add any value. Wow, that is actually a card in my deck. Holy shit. I've just been speaking English for a long time, Karyam, and I've been streaming for a while as well. If he jammed to get down in here, so be it.
A tango?
I usually don't negotiate here. I'm like, do I want to give up a weapon charge? No, fuck that. Right. It's like, if you want to jam a get down into a 1-1, so be it. So I would say my answer to your question, Boom Shika Wow Wow, is technically you could make it work, but why would you want to? That would probably be the best way for me to answer it. You could make it work, but you should probably not want to make it work because it's gonna be just less efficient.
Here we go.
I wouldn't say everyone, Chris. Maybe the people you meet online. because those are the people you interact with, right? But I would say there's many both Dutch and Belgian people that don't speak English that well. I will say on average it's better than, say, compared to Germany, mainly because we're smaller, or at least Belgium, right? We're a very small country, so people usually don't really watch dubbed series. It's almost all subbed. Whereas in Germany, it's much more common that, say, a television series will be dubbed, so in German rather than in English with subtitles. Most of the time here, we just have subtitles. It's not dubbed. So then naturally, you're going to be a little bit better at it.
Here we go.
That's a really good redemption. I don't think I care for it. I don't care for it one bit, sir.
A tango?
Go take your redemption shenanigans elsewhere, sir.
Reporting for duty.
Do I care for Murlocs more than dudes right now? I honestly might, yeah. I pick Toxfin fairly often. That changes nothing, right?
Here we go.
Oh, we we have our own little running joke where there's people in the west, right? Very, very west of Belgium. It's a very particular dialect. So there's this awesome sketch where
Reporting for duty.
there's this guy from the west ranting about them being subtitled while he's being subtitled, or however, whatever the verb is, right? It's really a classic. It's so good. It's like, it's discrimination. I can't believe that they're well at the same time. It's being sort of translated. Anyways, I don't know why that's so funny to me. Wargear into Clockwork Knight might be better than one big boy, right? I think we're happy just trading and giving him coins. We're sort of clearly here the defender.
Truth is my shield.
That's fine. We'll just trade with the 6/6. Don't have to go too creative here, I guess. Oh, there's no mix, so I can't cast it. That's really friendly from the game, right? Yeah, of the game. Very, very friendly game. Thank you. Very cool game. Thank you. We could also get Flight Master out, but then I would have to put a 5/4 into a 2/2. That seems really awkward.
Right on time.
As long as the client doesn't disconnect and the coin tracker resets. Oh, that was heartbreaking, yeah. I was so sure I played around the second fountain. Was there any merit to Dagger plus Plaguebringer the 1/1? You'd push 5 extra face, but you actually want to get the mech on the board. Because if you have the mech on the board, you're going to be able to Kangors a little sooner, which is nice. Now skip dig dig. Dig dig dig. Dig. It's time to dig.
Your race
Oh, up to no good.
Me too. Every fucking time. Alright, so let's assume this is 0 damage. 10, 11, 12, 40, 15. Alright, so if he gives me 1 damage, I can kill him. There you go.
Hop on! We're going for a ride! We're going for a ride! Reporting for duty. The victory is yours. Valir versus Jaina.
You asked for it. Watch your back.
Once upon a time. Oh, up to no good. Me too.
That man has some balls right there. Ah, what if he's got the 2 damage lucky, he's got the 2 damage lucky, right? Fuck this shit. Not everyone can be as good at the game as me, of course. 1 mana, summon a 3/4 with a 1/1. Oh, very nice, of course. He skipped the Plaguebringer. Yeah. He's probably gonna trade ping, but that makes him have a 2-drop. Yeah. He's gonna fall behind on board now. Ping trade the 1, trade the 3/4. Like, that's one of the better plays he can make, and he's still behind. A little bit ridiculous, one might say. Now we have evolved the Miscreant when we want. We have Plaguebringer. This is exactly what I mean, right? If he just jams, say, yeah, we could just use the Plaguebringer. It would involve a sacrifice, though. Are we willing to make the sacrifice? You could then evolve the Plaguebringer at the end. Have 2 5s. Okay, let's let's look at this. So one play would be have a 5/6 and a 5-drop on the board. Empty board, no dagger. The other play would be free kill it with the soldier, evolve the soldier into a 5-drop. That nets you another 1/3. But that is definitely worse.
So many options.
Well, it's not definitely worse, but you don't have a great way to develop. Right? You don't have a great way to develop. So that's probably why I don't like it. Also, a 5/6 is already overstated.
It has to be
Why not every card of the included sets are available in the arena? Which cards are you talking about, Alessia?
What a
MC Tech?
Better write this down.
Trade fan. Put the Flight Master down first. Good time to get rid of a shit card. I'll take it.
hop on! We're going for a ride!
Coin, coin, ping. I like Ogre Ninja, but for him it might not be the best card here. If that misses face, it's quite disastrous. So the safe gives you a reasonable chance of landing War Gear next turn, which is why I'm leaning towards safing push face. A nice aggressive line could be to just go land scary or War Gear, but I think you recover more if you just jam this jam the save. Get the War Gear down on the 0-5. Save gives War Gear charge. Well, he might just portal again, and then it's a flip, so it's definitely not guaranteed. Or like Kodo or something.
What you want?
The sky is ours.
It feels that... Yeah, but I mean... Okay, well... There's... If your question to me is, Shady, why are not all the cards appearing? And then your second statement is, oh, I just feel like... I mean, I haven't really looked at it, but it just feels that way. That's... I thought you had very specific things in mind, like MC Tag, right? Is Lance Carrier draftable? Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it depends a little bit on the rest of your deck, but if you have a lot of cheap minions, stuff like 1/1s and 2/3s, it gets a lot better.
For it. Watch your back.
Yeah, so first of all, do you know which sets are in the arena, Alessio? That's the baseline, right? If you use exclamation mark sets, you can see which ones are the arena sets right now. And not every card will appear with the same probability. Because you have cards that are in bucket 1, cards that are in bucket 7, and then the middle ones, right? So cards that are in bucket 7 almost never appear because they don't want to give you a bunch of bucket 7s. How often do the sets change? Every 2 months. And face. Oh, this guy. Not even face. Next one is Eloy, Ungoro, Kobold's Catacombs, Rumble, Saber Soul. Oh my god, dude. That's so much power. That's so much power thrown together. It's crazy. Kobold's Catacombs, Ungoro, Rumble. The power level of those sets is just crazy. They printed some crazy stuff over the years. They printed some crazy stuff, chat. Some crazy stuff. I think I actually need to aim for the 1/1 because of War Gear. It's a little bit too disgusting, a 6/6 killing my 5/6, and he has the coin.
Me smash.
Here we go.
It's just a tiny bit too disgusting, right?
What to do? What to do?
Ready to glow.
Sorry, chat. Hope you're not afraid in the dark. I actually want to hold the Spiteful Smith, but that's weird. I like playing it into Portal, but that means you'd play QA now, so we probably just don't go too crazy.
Here we go.
Yeah, Dino Size. That's gonna be on your mind for sure. Late game against the Pally.
For a little guy, I pack a big punch.
For a little guy, I pack a big punch. Oh, that is an unfair draw here.
Your rage sustains.
Rager's been solid in this deck. Lots of good targets. What is your favorite cereal? Whew, I can't remember the last time I ate cereal. I don't think I lived together with my girlfriend then. Fiance. I'm still getting used to that. Oh.
What to do?
I used to eat a lot of oatmeal,
Do.
but I guess that doesn't count as cereal. I used to have oatmeal with an apple in it.
Time runs out on me.
Now I want porridge. Never skip dig day! On turn 6. This man is not skipping the dig day. So QA will go to a 4-4, which is not big enough for Flame Strike. Unfortunately.
So many.
So we should go War Gear. Eviscerate, so that's Flame Strike. It's not that good. A 5-1 just kills him here, so it's better than go for the QA. Fireball on face? No, it's the 3 traveling healer. Yeah, there's no 2-drop on the board.
Well played. You win.
Do you know your arena average on this account? Haven't got the slightest clue.
Valera versus Anduin.
Blaming chats? I always do.
Watch your.
Why take responsibility if you have an entire chat full of people? What? That's not Miscreant. I believe I ordered a Miscreant. Are you gonna get 30 runs on this account? Well, seeing as the thing with the stuff, right? It spans over. I think this is fine, yeah. It spans over 2 months. It's really hard not to get 30 runs in if you play all day, right? Is Cobra not a keep? It's not sexy enough. Ogre Brute would be a keep. Shredder would be a keep. Oh, Pepe hands, man. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We get the backs. It's fine, chat. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It'll be okay, alright? Just trust me. It'll be okay. We'll backstab the Imani. Play the Miscreant. That was some aggressive mulliganing. Well, you guys know how I do. Right? You guys know how I do. This isn't anything new. I always look for what I want.
Are you mocking me?
A little bit. We are mocking you a little bit. This is a 100% wasted backstab. And it's probably worth it. How do you know there's something wrong with a card if you're totally willing to just give up the
So
backstab?
many options.
Probably something wrong with the card.
Oh, up to no good. Me too.
Who you want me kill?
Are there people who look for what they don't want? Well, there's people who, I think the majority of players when they mulligan, they're like, oh, this is a 2-mana card, this is a 3-mana card, that's playable, that's good enough. But if I play a Cobra on turn 3, I don't feel like I'm winning. If I play an Ogre Brood on turn 3, I feel like I'm winning. So it's, I guess it's a mindset issue. I want to be winning. I don't just want to have cards to play. Does that backfire sometimes? Yes. Yes, it does. Sometimes you just don't hit what you want. You have a terrible hand. But drafting a well-balanced deck that allows for the more aggressive mulliganing helps. So the consistency in my drafts, that helps me with my aggressive mulligans. What do you think of the new priest cards? Haven't got a clue. Ask me again tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the card reviews.
Something needs tinkering?
And death, my dear chat. That's why I don't like drafting that card. Me too, Valera. Me too. Ooh, pulling a betrayal here is the nuts, right? I don't think this is a sprint kind of deck. We got too much mid game, right? Just take another shiv.
Here we go. Choose
Ugh. Do you know if the new cards are playable tomorrow or the 6th? They will be playable the 6th. 6th is when the expansion hits. Tomorrow, or I guess tonight, is when all the cards are revealed. So then we can sit there and be like, ooh, we're gonna play with the new cards. We're gonna play with the new cards.
so many options.
I'm just gonna find a set. Let's just agree on that. Okay, back to the drawing board. He's gonna clear my 1/1, so I won't be able to Plaguebringer.
So many. I want to choose soon.
But I still don't think I Plaguebringer here. I'm not loving how I'm playing this game right now. Not in love with the plays. But we haven't really hit the good spells either. Coin, never skip dig. Bam, trade. Off the board. Lose the game.
Never skip dig.
That's the problem with that move. Or find a fan. Go fan oil. I guess we could go Shiv oil as well. Fan, draw the eviscerate. Easy clap. We are currently on a very... This is very slippery territory. I'll look at the chat in a bit. There's a lot of like random questions as well. Ever try with Kaboom? The thing is, like, if he has an answer, you lose, right? It's over. You just lose. So, just losing is a bad idea. If you take the 9, it's over. I don't think you take the 9, it's just over. Like, the 9 and it survives, right? We have the save to recover afterwards, but I think if you go... Let's say, for an example, you go like Kaboom Bot with Emperor Cobra. He hits you with the Shadow Madness, it's over. The game just ends. And I'm not willing to risk that. Pretty vulnerable to Kraken, but I think if he has a Kraken, we probably don't win. I'm gonna try and focus up. I've been really sloppy this game. Got the copy. Yeah. Alright, if he has mind control, we'll lose, but so be it.
Say the magic word.
The turn with the scribe doesn't sit right with me. We did something wrong there. Because I talked about it, right? I'm not gonna have my 1/1s. I'm not gonna be able to Plaguebringer. We definitely did something wrong in the scribe turn. Oh, sorry, slacked the mic. But it looks like we are getting a second chance. That's nice. So ideally, we kaboom bot and kill the tank with it, right? So Cobra into the 5/6 almost always happens. We have a shift to make one of these guys 2 health. We could also put Cobra into here. It's an interesting position. Lots and lots of things. I think Shiv into one of these guys almost always happens. So let's actually look here, right? Poison the bot. It already deals 4, so I don't think it's necessary. I think we can do it next turn on this guy. You have poison here, right? So poison in here as well. I'm just gonna do things in the wrong order because I'm feeling pretty tired, so we're just gonna get things over with. So that always happens. Are we gonna use the Swashbuckler this round?
Choose soon.
We're gonna be in a pretty comfortable position. We can swash, yeah, we're just gonna go with 3-4. So, if you have this yourself sometimes, you know, you're feeling a little tired, you're not really able to think through the plays properly. It's okay to do the 90% play, right? Like 90% of the time, maybe even more. It's not really gonna matter that you Swashbuckler last, right? So, I like to just get it out of the way and figure it out. So now we have Cold Blood to heal. We have poison on the 1/1 for later. He's gonna get a lackey from here. We might want to deny him that.
Me smash you.
That's nice. That's very nice.
I know. That's my game.
Yeah, Stein. Like, I'm looking at Cobra into the 2-3, and I'm like, that's probably too much work. Goes for the draw.
In the light's name.
That's my game.
I might miss. But I'm not going to. Fuck. Alright. Have to play the game out.
A tango?
Here we go.
Well played.
I'm just gonna dedicate reading chat after this game for a little bit. Like dedicate a minute or two. There was a lot of stuff in chat. Alright, so we stumbled towards our 7th win. Damn. This might be the last run today. Well, I did say if we're gonna try hard and really, really talk about the plays and think about it and then also interact with chat, it's gonna take a bit more out of me, right?
Valir versus Malfurion. I must protect the one.
Watch your
Alright, so we are up against a druid. Against a druid. I don't think soldier is that great. Most of the time they're gonna have lots and lots of small minions. You could keep the Kaboom bot, but I think I want to look for an Amani. I want to look for a Miscreant. I want to look for a Backstab. I want to look for a Swashbuckler. So it's So a lot of other cards here. All right, we found the Miscreants. It's pretty sweet. We got a soldier back. Doesn't hurt to play a soldier on 4. It's just not something I'm too happy to keep versus a druid right now. All right, we have a use for the Miscreant's body. That's great. Is Druid a good matchup? I'll put it this way. Druid doesn't want to play against Rogue. Whether it's a good matchup for us, the way how I draft, I'm better at killing Mage. But if you coin Miscreants, everything's a pretty good matchup. Yeah, you have to kill him before Forest 8. That's the one problem. Forest 8 is really tough to beat for Rogue. So usually you want to put a lot of pressure on him around that time and give him the feeling that he can't play Forest 8 or he's dead. And versus our deck, that might be the case with Viscerate and Tinker in the deck. What's the difference between mid-range and tempo decks? I feel like they're in different categories. I usually use aggro, mid-range, control. That is sort of the spectrum there. And if you throw tempo in a mix, tempo is more just the opposite of like a value play, right? So I usually try to more talk about a play being tempo oriented rather than a deck being a tempo deck. It gets a little bit more confusing then. I'll take it. We could have also daggered here and it would not have been bad. But Amani's probably better.
You can be whatever you want.
Alright, so trade the 1/1s, play a 4-drop is fine. Got a Clockwork Knight in the hand, so Shredder could be okay. However, the 3/3 could trade into the 4/3. And we have save for the Clockwork Knight later on. And we have a Lackey for next turn, so probably fine to just jam the soldier here. There was a time where I wasn't sure that Coin Miscreant was the right move. It had just come out and I'm like, is it really worth it? I was like, yep, okay. Win every game I do it. Yep, sounds good.
I will hold them off.
Alright, let's go over some options. One of the highest tempo moves we can do here is Cobalt Lackey for 2 damage and then Shredder trade. You could also go for Sap, but we don't really have a great use for 3 mana right now. We could Dagger, but that falls under the same category as Sap. We don't really have a great use for 3 mana. So we're going to go for the pretty high tempo move here and just use a Lackey. Also develops a 1/1 body on top of dealing 2 damage, so it seems fine. Lance Carrier and Pompous Thespian seem good. So you're left with a 7/2, a 3/2, and a 1/2, as opposed to a Shredder, a 5/2, and a 1/1. I think I'm okay with this, but I can't tell you it's wrong. Like I said, I'm a little bit, you know, we tried really hard, right? In the Mage run, there were some really, really tough games where we went, we really, really tried to swing it back. You guys remember that one game, right? The impossible game where we like almost came back, but we kept hitting 2-drops at the end. We got some nice top decks before that as well. I think we burned through a lot of brain power there.
I wonder.
I think a lot of people looked at Miscreant and were like, well, can it ever make up for it being a 1/5? We're like, yep.
Time waits for no one.
Okay. Could be triple 2-drop here. Could be Dagger if we don't want a Lance Carrier yet. Don't want a Clockwork Knight. Yeah, I'm kind of okay with getting the Dagger out. That way we can go Clockwork plus Sap next turn without not having a dagger. Could also go Clockwork Abyss, although I think at this point we want to Abyss his face. We'll see if he has the card now, right? The card. Dun 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 dun.
You can be whatever you
He does not have the card. Dun 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 dun. Placement? Hey, I'm playing around Betrayal. Okay. Placement. Placement.
You call that a weapon?
Well, that is a pretty good eviscerate, I must say.
right on time.
Here we go.
A critic.
What about Crushing Walls? A decent counter argument.
My time's up.
All right. If we Lance Carrier Safeguard and push 7, our opponent goes to 13. Stab, go to 12. Kraken my guy. Safe is here. He is on 8. He's on 7. 7 out with the 2-drop. The 1 puts it to 6. So I just need to get a 6 damage 2-drop from the Shredder. That seems pretty doable.
What you are.
Well,
Valera versus Anduin. The light shall bring victory.
Watch your back.
these cards aren't Miscreant. Two turns to draw Miscreant. Let's go.
Is someone injured?
No. Would you keep Miscreant going face? I'd keep it no matter what. It depends, I guess, if the deck, right? If it's a really poorly constructed deck, I'm not going to say who drafted it, but let's just say it's poorly constructed. It might not be great.
Here we go.
Go, pile of stats. Save me. The classic aggro priest beatdown. Cheers, Brinkmanship. Rogue is just very, very, very good right now. And I've got a lot of miscreants in my opening hand. It really helped out. Alright. Deckhand of this is 6 for the 6/6. Could shiv and trade with the tiger. That leaves for Swashbuckler for 1/2. Could also use a fan. How is a fan good here? Trade if this takes 6. Haha, maybe not. Ooh, that is a really nice combo. Can I avoid using the deckhand this turn? It's gonna be too awkward, I think. It'd be really, really nice to do though. That hurts, man. That's the rope hitting us hard there. Too much time spent in my dream of getting a 5/5 charge. Yeah, you can. I don't know, man. Whew. I guess these runs are just hitting me a little harder. Also, the order. Imagine getting Doomsayer. You think he's magically going to let the Doomsayer live? Oh, him getting Doomsayer. Oh no, fuck that.
We must
Oh God, I hate that, right? Mentality. Everybody always gets Doomsayer from there. Shredders except me. He's crazy, man. Literally everyone has Doomsayer. I don't know how that happens.
I wonder.
They all bend to my command.
Yeah, this was definitely winnable. I'm giving up way too much for free here.
No good. Me too.
Give me a quest.
Double time and double pay. Evil.
Okay.
Powering up. Portals online.
That did not go phased. That's a huge deal. So the question is, can I get away with doing replicate on the QA first? The QA is gonna kill the 5/6. The spiteful can kill one of the 2/3s. If you fan, it doesn't make that much of a difference. I don't think I'm gonna worry about that +1/+1. Let's see what's in here first. Alright, so there's an eviscerate. So if I go for powered replicate and eviscerate, oh goddamn, that suck. So this can trade here. This can trade here. This trade. Yeah, we can just replicate of this. It's fine.
Give me a quest.
I get like an assassinate from the thing, I don't play replicate, right? So it's probably better to not be greedy for a +1/+1 and then die. Share with death on 6. If I use Faceless Rager after playing 2 cards, I pump the health up to 4. It's the same as the Flight Master. I don't think I dagger his face first. I don't think we get too greedy for that. Okay. Fan of Knives is rather useless on that. But it damages the thing in weak cycle. Gives me a play with the Rager. I want to play Rager, so that means I want to play Flight Master, so that means I want to play Fan. Right? I don't have to play Fan, I could double trade. Let's double trade. I could have gotten 1 extra health, but then I was like, oh no, I gotta do that first. So now I'm happy I got it off. So instead of a 5-4, I went to a 5-3. That's a good example of not trying to, like, you know, that's, I should have just taken the 5-4 off the Flight Master without trying to be cute there.
Well played.
Hardly. 23, yeah, okay.
The sky is ours. Who you want me to? Quest accepted.
Here we go.
God, that was an incredibly scrappy game. Welcome back to an 8th. Yeah,
Valera versus Jaina.
alright,
You asked for it.
What?
I'm just gonna focus on the game again, right? Like we did at the end of that Priest game. Because I want to chat and talk about everything, but man, the mage deck and now this rogue deck, they've taken a lot. Did we like this rogue? Well, we have 5 drops. We have a Miscreant, we have Backstab, we have a Viscerate. Yeah. We didn't like it until we got the Miscreant. Am I going to doubt a 9-0 mage to have a mech after he plays Cogmaster? I don't think I will, right? Pretend he played a 3-2. It seems like a very dangerous game, right? You walk up to a 9-0 mage and you're like, would you happen to have some synergy with it? You could dagger here. Dagger's not like super crazy, but Thespian should be okay. It trades with a Raven, potentially. Yeah, Annoyatron would be pretty bad as well. He just trades though, right? Because I have Taunt. So he's not smacking me. Could counter Pigas here. Counter Piggy's pretty likely. He knows he's using Magic Trick for sure this turn, so it's probably 2 mana. No Piggy, but sort of the same, I guess. Two 5/6s is better than 2/7 and a 5/7. It's 3 health versus a mage.
A critic.
He's not gonna double ping that, and if he does, then that's really good news for us. So. If he wants to like punish me by spending 4 mana to remove my 2 mana card, go for it. That's just 2 mana gain for us. I think if I'm like 2-0, I definitely get punished, you know, like punished, right? Where the guy's like, he doesn't read my card, I can just ping it twice. Right? Even at 9-0, they can't resist, man, they can't resist. They're like, what an idiot, right? Spiteful Smith instead now? He might not have a play. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that's good for us, right? And I say that in lower wins, they have other plays and they'll still do this. I'm not saying it's always, you know, the wrong play. He might indeed not have a better answer. But then it's like this. You're playing Fire Plume Phoenix without the body, right? It's like, it's not good. So I'm happy to take the 3 damage phase. You like the Rager still? Yeah, the dagger doesn't really do much though, right? Next turn you can go 3-3. Also, you can save Rager for the Pocket Snapjaw. So you have something guaranteed.
Too soon.
It activates a Tinker, but not really, right? How are you going Tinker next turn?
I want
Next turn you could go Snapjaw Dagger because you have the Smith developed. That could be a play. That's quite an awkward card for us here.
time runs out on me.
Wow! Coin AI. Damn. Alright. What is next turn? I think I Snapjaw this turn. Snapjaw Dagger, it's a little slow. Could just go for Rager Dagger. I guess we should Rager Dagger.
Soon.
So much more pressure.
I wonder.
Which means we have to play it first, right?
Here we go.
That's probably not the worst, honestly. That's our portal target and it's bad for Flame Strike. But I have to Rager first in case that the bomb lands on the 5-6, otherwise I have no target. That's probably the best outcome for us. A Raven. Next turn lethal? Maybe. 17. 1 out of 3 to fail.
Time runs out on me.
Now we kill him.
Here we go.
Valir versus Ro. For Doomhammer.
Watch your back.
What would be a deck like this, Abus? What would you classify this deck as? When did I ever get a good deck card after I called the deck an oil deck? Yeah. Can't do that anymore now.
I wonder.
Coining 4 drops seems like something we want to do. Giving him the rat to kill feels a bit awkward. But it could be that getting the lackey in our hand is just better than getting the dagger ready.
Choose soon. I wonder.
Oh, that's too good. Oh, I almost wish I didn't get that lackey. I don't know. I think you just have to add everything, right? The chance that you hit a play here. Even a 1-drop makes this turn pretty good. 1-drop dagger.
Shush!
Oh my god, we got so bailed out. Holy crap. Let's go. Woo, that was a little bit of a... That's a crucial moment right there. That's where the game could have been a lot worse for us, and now we're in a really good spot because of the 2 damage lackey. That was really, really timely. Super nice. I might go Shredder over Fortune. Try to delay the coins a bit for Fountains. I don't think I kill him pre-Fountain here. I think I killed a totem instead of this thing. Oh yeah, this is just Hearthstone deck tracker macro.
What to do? There is little time.
Sorry, I don't always catch the question immediately. Skaterbot. Yeah, sure. Definitely make that play. Alright, Swashbuckler would have also worked. I haven't looked at the new cards, Chewy. Tomorrow. Ask me tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day where we look at all the cards. We look at the cards that are coming back. We look at the cards that are coming in. Lots and lots of cards to look at. That healing totem makes things a bit awkward. If I Tiger and he gets a 2/2 because of the heal, plays a generic 6-mana card, no overloads. Let's say a Scribe. We have the Fan. I'd have to send a Tiger into the Scribe. That sort of sucks. What if I go for Swashbuckler, Amani, Dagger, take it out, and then I can poison the 1/1. I can't play Fan at the same time though. I still think I like that more than just jamming this thing. Because even if he Fire Elementals the Amani, I can then poison and trade back in. 10-0 Shaman probably has Fire Elemental, right?
Too soon.
Mutate. No, it's fine. We have a plan, we'll stick with it. Mutate the rat and play the soldier is also not the worst. But we have a decent reaction to Fire Rally, the 2/3 now, so. I'll do. We can now mutate the Plaguebringer as well. Mutate is an evolve.
Squire, attend me. Who you want me kill? I know.
Here we go.
Could clear it, but turning my 2/3 into a 5/2 seems stronger. 0 mana banana, baby. 0 mana banana. Banana. Next turn is the turn. Dun 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 dun. That mutate was not worth. Oh yes.
What to do?
If it was an earth elemental, it would be worth. Too bad we can't check the future. The 4/4 is pretty awkward here, because if he fountains next turn, it's a perfect kill. So I might want to use it, but he might want to play something that doesn't allow us to use it because he might have fountain.
What to do?
Protocol 7 engaged.
Wasn't worth on average. Interesting. How would you have liked to play it then? And what would be your arguments? My main argument is that I want to start to pressure him, and most of the 5 mana cards are gonna have more than 4 health, right? So you get to pressure him, and he doesn't get to fountain that.
Here we go.
Who you want to cheese butter?
The Kaboom bot is a sacrifice to make the kill on the fountain a bit smoother. Are you talking about 5-drop low rolls in the arena meta or in standard net? Because they have very different evolution pools, right? Because I've been evolving a lot of 5-drops and I've been totally fine today. Nice. I don't think I want to use a Lackey now, right? So just Tiger, it's fine.
Behold the might of Stormwind!
Snapjaw develops less power than Lackey on average, and I can't dagger him in the face. Never trading with that thing anyway.
I wonder what this does.
Here we go.
Oh, I'm assuming he's going to Fountain with the buff and it's gonna suck. But if I trade this, I have no chance. So may as well do the play where we have a chance, right? Ooh, no Fountain. That is big. That is super big. Oh, we just win, right? Unless he has a really good play here. No, we just win. Just one Fountain and a Hex. It's really mediocre.
Well played.
Double time and double pay.
Valir versus Thrall! For Doomhammer.
Watch your
Brothers of the mind rejoice. Swing, swing, swing with me. Raise your pick and raise your voice. Sing, sing, sing with me. Down and down into the deep. Who knows what we'll find beneath? Diamonds, rubies, gold and more. Hidden in the mountain store. Born underground, suckled from a teeth of snow. Raised in the dark, the safety of a mountain home. Skin made of iron, steel in our bones. To dig and dig makes us free. Come on, brother, sing with me. I am a dwarf and a digging a hole. Diggy, diggy.
We can talk about the deck after the run, guys. So I'm gonna focus first. It's never this guy. Pig, Stormforge stacks. But this guy's interesting. This could be very good for us. Hex? Oh, that's annoying. Oh, it's not doing it? Ooh, that's big, that's big, that's big. Not the same guy? I don't think so. He would have bolted anyway. Digging a hole. He could have done it. That would have saved him a lot of grief. Could turn up the aggression here. That's probably better than trying to make Flight Master less shit.
Here we go.
Usually don't enjoy making Flight Master less shit. Not reaching for the coin. Ooh. I guess we just eviscerate this guy, right? What I want to do is I want to let the fire rally run into the frog, but that's so vulnerable. If he then gets the fountain to kill the frog, he heals up for 8 and I don't have him, right? So I just kill it. You're very close to killing him. But fountain just changes the rules of the game. So it's probably better to just have a really sturdy board here. Because if he fountains the frog, then the fire rally kills your Spiteful Smith and it goes downhill very fast. He has coin, rock biter. Oof, that's nasty. So he heals for 14, goes back up to 21 health because that's apparently a thing that can happen in Hearthstone. Right.
Give me a quest. Hop on! We're going for a ride.
By far my least favorite card in this meta. Fountain. Just very anti-arena. You shouldn't just be in a position where your life total just doesn't matter. Or close to... Like, it's as close as possible to not mattering, right? Sweet. If he has another one, I lose, by the way. Right? I can't beat another one. But we got pretty lucky. He only got one. Alright, let's answer all the question. Shine, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Welcome. This is 4 Rogue 12s in a row, by the way. This deck didn't look like a 12er at the start, but then towards the end of the draft we got a Miscreant. We picked up an Eviscerate along the middle. The Rager was very good. The QA was playable. I think Shaman needs Fountain. Look at their win rate. Imagine if they didn't have it. So Shaman historically has had a lower win rate. The reason for that is that it's just difficult to play. Shaman's always been viable. Well, maybe not always, but a lot of the time it's viable. But it is way easier to just be like, I'm just going to pick Fountains and play them, and it's going to win me the game. Then, oh, I have Overload cards. I need to plan a curve. Am I going to play a slower Shaman? Am I going to play for Bloodlust? I need to think 3 turns ahead because I overload now. I can't play this thing over there. And if I draft overload cards, I need to change my curve. If I get more Stormforge Axes, I have to pick less 3-drops and more 2-drops. And you see all that, right? That is so much more difficult than I'm going to pick the Fountain card and then I'm going to play the Fountain card. So I don't think you can say like, oh, they need it. I think it's a really unhealthy way to artificially boost their win rate. Not that I think they printed it with Arena in mind, where they're like, oh, we're just gonna do that. Much like Rogue. Yeah, you see, when Rogue got Miscreant, right? It stopped being about, oh, I need to really, you know, plan my draft and work it all out. It was like, oh, I can coin Miscreant and win the game. So Miscreant was sort of the card for Rogue. So when Rogue got like 2 Miscreants per draft or something silly, Rogue became that Pepega class that normally is difficult, but now was just so easy. If you Shaman drops way down, yeah, but that's for the average player. Like, I mean, it depends, right? It depends, honestly. I don't mind if classes are bad. I like playing Warrior right now, and it's probably the 3rd worst class. Do you like rice? No, not really. Well, I mean, yeah, I like eating it, but I don't eat it a lot. It's kind of a bit contradictory. All right, anyways, there were other comments, right? Do you think your 12-win rogues come down to drafting or decision-making? Both. You don't get 12-win rogues without. I would say the draft is really important, but the plays are also really important, right? The good 5-drops, right? That's such a big deal. And these beefy, like soldiers, they're so important. You get like pandas, soldiers, Dalaran Crusaders. You need stuff you can play into Portal. You need stuff you can play into Flamestrike. There's a lot of mage out there. Because usually Rogue suffers against mage, but if you draft it heavier, if you draft good mid game, mage is very, very doable. We'll call it the mage killer Rogue. Have you decided to watch The Expanse yet? I don't know. I got a couple titles, so I can have a look at them.